you beautiful freaks. Welcome to a brand new episode of Frequels. I'm EJ Leeson, and with me today is that cutie patootie, Rory Colorasi. What's up, buddy?
I like the cutie patootie thing. Seems like it's been sticking around.
Yeah, that's a season 3 thing.
It is. It's the only new thing we've brought to the show. Yeah. That's all we got.
That's all we got.
We tried.
We tried different nicknames, but that was the one.
Yeah, most of them were really offensive.
Yeah.
And we had to cut them.
So then we were like, just let's go with cutie patootie.
A lot of times, people don't know this about the show, but we actually do answer to producers. So we send them cuts, and EJ tried out some of his nicknames, and they were like, no, absolutely not. Why would you think that's acceptable?
That's really offensive.
Yeah. And, whether they're right or wrong, who knows?
Yeah.
Who
That's
knows?
true. And with us today, we have two very special guests. Number one of the coolest guys I've ever talked to. Love talking to him about horror movies. Just a great guy, Mr. Shane Purdy. What's up, buddy?
Nah, what's up going on? What's going on with you guys?
Nothing, man. You are like one of the most personal people. I feel like No, you really are.
He's right. He's correct. You're
I'm
very
pretty
easy to
personable.
talk to.
Yeah. No, I feel like whenever we go out and I run into you, we talk for like, I don't even know how long.
Too long.
Yeah, probably too long sometimes.
7 years.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy how much, we love horror movies.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And just things in general, like we have so much in common.
Yep.
But no, I always love talking to you, man.
Okay, dude. Great talking to you guys. Great being here.
Yeah. Yeah. Love you, dude. And, of course, fan favorite, one of the most popular guests that we've probably ever had on.
Frequels All-Stars.
Yeah, I would say an all-star for sure. Mr. Leo Purdy. What's up, dude?
What's good, everybody?
Yeah, what's good, man? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you guys?
Good. I love that you and your dad came decked out in Army of Darkness t-shirts. You got an ashy slashy puppet.
We'll have pictures.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
sir.
we're going to have an awesome pictures.
We post them on the Facebooks and the Instagrams. Is that
Yes.
is that the thing that you do?
Yes, I do the Instagrams.
I've never been on Instagram before.
Oh.
Or Twitter, because I'm like 100 years old.
We should have a Twitter. We don't.
We don't. We need a guy.
I think we
or
need
gal.
a Twitter person for that.
Somebody, a social media.
Oh, it's not
person.
even called Twitter now. It's called X.
Oh.
X.
Yeah, that's right. I always forget that.
Everybody does.
Yeah. I think everyone just is like,
nobody cares.
we're cool with like
Yeah,
Twitter.
we landed with Twitter. We're used to it.
We should get a MySpace though too.
Yeah.
I think Adam Farley, if you're listening, get on our MySpace.
Make our
We need one by Monday.
Deck it out, man.
We're gonna need a song too.
Make sure to put in all the cool top 8s.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do our Instagram and it's fun. I have fun. Yeah.
I do our Facebook and it's not fun. It's
Yeah.
miserable.
Oh,
I don't have any
you do
fun.
a great job.
I post things and then I don't go near them.
That's basically me too. I actually just repost things.
You just copies and pastes.
Yeah,
I'm really good at
basically a
like
copy and paste.
nice. I'm really good at coming up with content, but I have no interest in like promoting.
I know. Same as these.
I need a manager or something.
Yeah, I think like that's where how it's called show business.
Agent, show?
We're like the showy part. We need a business.
We need
part.
it. Yeah, we're not very.
So for
talented.
whenever someone says I want to speak to your manager, you actually have one.
Yeah,
I know.
That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
exactly.
That comes up a lot. People
Yeah.
are always asking if they could speak to their.
Yeah, they're
speak
like,
to our
can I
manager."
speak to your manager?
Yeah.
I have a complaint.
I'm just throwing out. I think Leo would make a great manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah,
him.
Yeah, he'd crush it.
It's the
absolutely.
it's the monocle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the monocle and the top hat. You look like Mr. Monopoly.
It's okay though. Not a lot of people can pull off the Monopoly look, but you're doing
Yeah.
it, sir.
Thanks.
You're
And that
crushing it.
handlebar mustache definitely works.
And
works.
And you acquiring Baltic Avenue, that was another big step in your life.
That was a big move.
Yeah.
You just got to get those. What was it, Boardwalk? The
Yeah,
yeah. You got to
the
get
Boardwalk, Park Place. That's where it's at.
That's how you win.
Yeah, aim for those, man.
Yeah, that's how you end that awful game. It never ends.
It never ends.
Everybody has like a Monopoly game and somewhere in their house. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
in
definitely.
a closet or something. But no one likes the game.
No,
It's a chore.
I think I have a Game of Thrones one.
Do you?
Yeah.
We have that one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have we have 15 different Monopolies.
And we never play them.
Any of them. Yeah.
We played. What did we play the other day?
We played Blockbuster.
That
We
was
played
fun.
Blockbuster. And what was the other one? Categories.
Categories,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of
Categories
fun.
kind of hurt your head though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
like
one-
categories.
Categories is fun
Yeah.
until you're there and you're like, this sucks.
What is going on here?
Like, I rolled a Z. This is bad.
Yeah, that was the problem. We kept getting really bad.
Getting Q.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, Q. It's like I don't know.
What do you do with
3
this?
words that
Yeah.
start with Q? Let alone 15.
Do you remember we used to? I forget what game it was, but we would whenever we got to X, it was always just Xavier. What were we doing? It was like the alphabet game or something.
Oh yeah, I think it was. So it was like an improv game where it's like you start with a letter, and then the next person has to reply with like a B, and then C.
Oh, that's
D.
right. That's when
But it
we were
has to be
doing the
like
improv thing. I remember
Yeah,
that.
and it would be like you have to do the next letter. Like you're doing a scene, but it has to be in alphabetical order, and it would get to X, and we're like. Xavier. Just like, what the hell do you do with that?
Yeah.
But how about, all right, let's get into this. So Leo, what are some new movies you got to see recently?
So a couple weeks ago, I watched the infamous Joker Folie à Deux.
Filet
Nice.
of fish, I believe
Filet
is
of
what it's
fish.
called.
Yeah, I meant to say filet fish.
How'd you like it, Leo?
It was just what I was expecting. A kind of mediocre movie.
Nice. Keep going.
And that's all he has to say. I don't want to go into it too much. Yeah.
The other one I watched is a really good movie that I like. Y2K is real.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love that movie.
EJ's a big
Yeah.
fan of that movie.
Yeah.
Love it. It's so good. So did you love it?
Yeah, I loved it.
Lots of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so goofy. There's like one part that made me laugh. It's I don't want to like spoil it for like people, but it's when they're leaving the garage and the guy sees like the the basketball thing tipped over.
Yeah.
I'll just say that.
Yeah.
That made me laugh so hard.
So funny.
That is
Yeah.
probably the funniest part of the movie, for sure. And a couple of cameos are pretty funny, too.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
That one cameo was so funny.
Yeah.
At the end,
God.
yeah, that was good.
But there's it's so good.
Yeah,
love
no, I
that
thought it was
movie.
good.
And anything else?
Also, yesterday, along with the movie I watched, or we're reviewing today, I watched Cloverfield.
Oh, that's a good one.
Cool. Did
Yeah.
you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. It was pretty good.
It was in that era of like found footage. I think it was like right after Paranormal Activity.
Yeah,
maybe?
it was actually one of the better executed ones for me.
Exactly,
I thought it was
yeah.
like a really cool concept. It's like Godzilla,
Yeah.
but like you have like a person who has like the first person perspective on the whole thing, and it's like there's
Yeah.
some really good intense moments in that.
Yep.
And I also like that follow-up movie they made, that 10 Cloverfield Lane.
I love that movie.
That movie's a lot of
yeah.
It kind of falls apart a little bit in the third act, but like everything leading up to that is like really, really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
And they made a third one. Did anyone watch it?
No,
No.
did you?
No.
It was like the Cloverfield Project.
Paradox.
Paradox.
Paradox. Yeah.
More like-
I didn't watch it.
Cloverfield in space.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
space.
In space.
Space.
Where all good horror movies go
Yeah.
to die.
I don't know how true it is, but I heard that Cloverfield Paradox was like just a different movie, and they just were like, "How are we gonna market this movie?" And they just threw Paradox Cloverfield, like you know what I mean? They
They did that with all the Hellraiser sequels.
Yeah. It wasn't supposed to be a.
After 4, they were just kind of like, hey, let's just dust off these scripts.
Yeah.
that, like we can't sell.
Yep.
Stick
Yeah.
Pinhead in it. Turn it into an IP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're sleazy.
Yeah.
they
It
manipulate
works for some, I guess, but
Yeah.
not really. But yeah, how about you, Shane? What are some new movies you got to check out?
New movies. Dude, we haven't been to the theaters in a little bit. Just been busy, like working and all that stuff. I think the last movie we seen was that Unbreakable Boy.
And
That
theaters.
that in theaters. That was good. I don't know if you know what that is. It's
Yeah,
like the
with, Zachary Levi.
movie with the
Yeah.
kid. It was a sweet movie. What else did we see, Leo, in theaters recently? Oh, Paddington 3 we saw.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good
Free.
stuff.
Now you're talking my language.
Yeah. Paddington 3. Before that was like Hard Eyes. We have a bunch of stuff
Oh, yeah,
lined up
Hard
we're going to
Eyes.
see.
That was pretty good.
Did you like Hard Eyes, Leo?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Right now we're doing we're going through the Harry Potter movies again. We watched Lord of the Rings. We did Fellowship and Two Towers. So
You
now
guys
we're
are
gonna
having
do
like a
Return of the
great
King.
couple weeks.
Yeah, we've just
Yeah.
been kind of. What else have we watched? We tried
You
to
watched
watch
The
like
Hobbit
a movie
as well?
No,
or
we haven't
no?
watched that yet. No.
Oh, okay.
No, but
I
that's
love The
probably on
Hobbit,
the. Let's see.
That's kind of it.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, we just usually try to watch random movies. We watched Y2K, like you said. That was
Y2K is real.
that was fun.
What'd you watch, EJ?
Oh, man, I watched a lot of stuff. Not really. I saw Snow White,
Uh-huh.
and I felt like that was enough. On to you, Rory.
EJ, don't add to that. That was perfect.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's the movie's review.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Hey, my list is actually really short. Also, I went and saw Black Bag. Did you see that yet?
No, but I want to. I did re-see. I went to see The Monkey again. And I loved it even more.
I ran
the
into you at
second
the
time.
movies.
Yeah, I know. It was
Yeah.
crazy. I was like,
hey,
what
hey,
the
you.
hell? Yeah.
I did
know
that
you.
thing where like I pretended I didn't see him,
Yeah, as you
and I
should.
just started walking away. And he's
Yeah.
like, "Hey," and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see my movie, buddy. Just leave me alone."
It didn't help. I urinated myself too.
You did.
Yeah.
As you were coming over to me, you're like, "Rory," and you're just wetting yourself.
Yeah. You're like, oh no, not
And
again.
he loves to hug.
Becca's like, I want to get popcorn, Rory. Not right now.
We gotta go.
We gotta get out of here.
But
No,
yeah,
how was Black Bag?
it's awesome. It was one of those real exciting moments in a theater where I'm like watching the movie, and then I was like, oh, like 5 minutes have gone by, and like they don't care if you understand this.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a movie that treats you like you're an adult.
Oh, good.
So it's like, no, I mean that in that way where it's like you don't have somebody every couple of minutes stopping to re-explain the plot.
Yeah.
It's like a great script. It's super tight.
It's like exposition dump.
Yeah, this movie's just kind of like, here we go, and it starts with like this great like one take. You know, it's like just like Michael Fassbender like walking through a club. It's so good. But yeah, it's just like an espionage thriller. Kate Blanchett just.
I love.
When is she ever bad?
Never.
Have you ever seen her bad or phone it in?
Oh, okay. Well, Borderlands was not good.
I did not see that.
Yeah,
So
I feel like that's like her only like blind spot. You know what I mean? Like, or like her little.
Gotcha. Did you see Tar?
I don't think so.
So she's like, that's like the best thing ever. That might actually be my favorite performance of her, but that was something I saw a while ago. We're talking about things I've recently watched.
Yeah.
So here's a funny thing. I saw that movie in the theater, and then the rest of my week has been occupied by Twin Peaks because I can't stop watching it.
Are you? I guess you don't like it that much.
Not at all. I like to punish myself. I'm a masochist. I enjoy it.
Good.
lot.
That's good.
Yeah. No, the show's great. It tracks with a couple things that like Dave Gonzalez and Casey Clocker explained to me about the show, where it starts off and it's on such a level. It's like it's firing on such a level that you're like, this is incredible. It's like the best thing you could do with art. And then like they solve the mystery in it, and then the show kind of drops down a little bit, and you're like, you get a little impatient with it.
Yeah.
But I hear that the movie that comes out, the Fire Walk With Me.
Yes.
I heard that's like incredible. Like it shoots the show back up in quality. And then the the sequel show, The Return.
Yes,
I heard
I
that's
haven't
just like the
watched
greatest
that yet.
fucking thing
Yeah.
ever. So it's just been a lot of fun. I think Dale Cooper, Agent Dale Cooper, is like one of my favorite characters up there. He's like with like George Bailey and like a Dexter Morgan for me.
Yeah,
Very different
wow.
guys. But
All right.
I love him. Even like when the show's not like, again, like that little section, few episodes where it's sort of meandering a little bit. Whenever he shows up on screen, I'm like, God, you're just like an adrenaline shot.
I love that guy.
Me too.
He's so cool. Everything he's in, he's always like awesome. But I also loved 84 Dune, and he was like the main character in the original Dune, and he rocks in that too. Just saying, you know.
That's all I watched is Twin Peaks. I've been like not a real human being. I'm just like talking to Becca. I'm like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to go home and watch
Can
Twin
we
Peaks.
just watch Twin
Like, can we
Peaks?
communicate like normal people? I'm like, no,
Nah,
not
nah,
until I
man.
find out who killed Laura Palmer. I need to know.
I need to figure out what's going on
This
here.
mystery, it's keeping me awake at night.
Can we look at each other?
No.
No, keep your eyes on the
Unless
TV.
you're a fucking TV.
Did you watch that one, EJ, Twin Peaks?
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Yeah, it's really good. It's
Yeah.
really, really good. And then I didn't watch the new what was it, 2019? It came back.
Yeah, it was like 2018,
2019?
that area.
Yeah, they brought it back for Showtime.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch it, but my plan after talking with Rory is I'm gonna go back, rewatch it from the beginning, and then watch that
And then just watch it
because
yeah.
I feel like I'm going to be lost on references because it's been about 20 years since I've watched.
How old
Twin
is that show?
Peaks.
I never.
Like 1990.
1990.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell them a show you're watching.
I almost forgot. So on Sundays and Thursdays, me and my mom have been watching Riverdale.
Oh,
Interesting connection, because if you watch the first season of Twin Peaks, you'll completely understand what they were aiming for with Riverdale. Riverdale makes more sense to me now, having watched Twin Peaks.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I remember
That makes sense.
I remember watching the first episode of Riverdale. I'm like, this is a great premise. Like, like why hasn't someone done this for a TV show? And then I'm like,
Oh, they have.
all that credit goes to David Lynch.
Yes.
Yeah, David Lynch has a character on Twin Peaks. And so, like, right before I came here, and I don't want to be here right now. I want to be watching Twin Peaks at home. But I was, like, watching it, and David Lynch shows up. And I'm just so bummed out that he's gone. He just seemed like such a cool dude.
Yeah, he really was. I could listen to him talk forever. He has such a unique voice. Like, I don't know. And just the way he would put his his words together, it was like a painting in itself.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
was
know.
just, like, a completely unique...
unique person.
There's, like,
Yeah.
like in, like, that sense where there's, like, so many different filmmakers in this country. Like, Casey and I were talking about this.
Yeah.
There's, like, so many, like, different filmmakers out there, but so few auteurs. And he was just, like, a true one and a true American auteur, you know? So
Absolutely. Are you
Sucks.
loving Riverdale?
Yeah, absolutely.
you can listen to his old podcast, River Dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
River
He's got
Dude.
one.
That's the river. Like, I would say that was the origin for frequels.
The Spark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we
Yeah.
fell in love.
That's how. But no. Who's your favorite character on Riverdale?
Cole Sprouse.
Yeah.
Cole Sprouse. What's the character's name?
His name is Jughead.
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 Yeah.
Jones.
Jones.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
to be confused with Airhorn Jones.
I'm
Or-
weird, okay? I'm a weirdo.
Yeah.
That's my favorite episode.
Or also his father. I like his father.
Yeah, FP Jones.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. The great
Yeah.
Skeet Ulrich.
Yeah.
Hey, you
love
know what's
him,
interesting
too.
about there's another connection for Riverdale and Twin Peaks is that it's Betty's mom, right?
Yeah, Alice Cooper.
Yeah, she's played by an actress
Cooper.
whose name I've never been able to pronounce. It's Mad.
Machinamick.
No, that's probably not even how you say it.
Machinamick?
Machin, I don't know, but
Yeah.
she's an awesome actress.
She's great. Sleepwalkers.
Yeah, I love Sleepwalkers.
Love
you ever
that
see
movie.
Sleepwalkers?
No.
Dude, see Sleepwalkers.
What is it?
It's like
Stephen King.
It's
Stephen King.
that's first step.
Okay.
Also, it's like cat monsters.
What's his name? Mick.
Garris.
Yeah, Mick Garris directed it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like, I don't want to spoil it. Just
But
watch
it's-
it.
just watch it,
There's
check
a
it out.
cameo of Mark Hamill, like
In it?
right in the beginning.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, check it out. Just go in blind.
Yeah.
Don't even like look. Oh, what is this movie about? Ron Perlman shows up at one point.
Yeah. But most importantly, there's some good cat actors in that.
There is
Great cats?
Yeah,
Great cat actors.
Nice.
it's a weird
Yeah.
movie.
It is
But
very
it's good.
weird. It's
Yeah.
very
It's
weird, but it's a good time.
And the music is great.
Yeah.
because they use that Enya song.
Yeah,
And
it's
so
like
good.
kind of neat.
Yeah,
It's got like a very haunting sound.
yeah. I shouldn't do that because we'll get sued. But
No,
yeah,
they're-
you know what
the
I'm
Stephen
talking
King estate is
You get
listening.
sued.
Yeah, we'll get sued. So,
yeah.
but today we're talking about a movie that I would say all of us just love, and it's definitely one of my favorite horror movies. I say that a lot about a
You
lot
do.
of horror movies, but this is
You
definitely
lack all
one of those.
credibility now.
Yeah, I have no credibility. But this is a movie Leo picked. So, do you want to tell us why you picked this movie? And go ahead. Yeah.
It's because I
Put on the spot, I know. It's okay. Do you find it scary? Do you find it funny?
I find it really funny.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
And like, what else do you like about it? Just like
I like how goofy it is.
exactly. That's the best thing about it.
Yeah, I would totally agree. I feel like this movie is so fun. I remember, seeing this in theaters. I got to see this in theaters, and it was insane. Like, when he jumps up with the chainsaw, and, like, you know how he jumps up and it goes, and he, like, his hand, like, fits in the chainsaw?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Everybody
Automatically.
cheered in our theater.
That's
they were
awesome.
like, yeah. Yeah. So, but,
You must have had the theater filled with people who saw this. Because it's really weird, man. This movie was not a financial success.
yeah,
It
so
was a bomb.
it's so tonally different from the first Evil Dead.
Well, you know what? It's not just that. I blame the studio for saying, let's call it Army of Darkness. Now, granted, we've had time to sit with it. We're used to it. You couldn't imagine it being called something else. Sam Raimi, that brilliant man, wanted to call it The Medieval Dead. And you're like, why didn't you let him go with that title? That's so good.
That is cool.
But
Yeah,
like
it's
they
pretty
didn't
cool.
want to. They said like the producers were telling them, Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi, they're like, we don't want to call it Evil Dead. We don't want it to be associated with the other movies at all. And you're like, who gave you this job?
Yeah.
We don't want people to.
It's like,
We don't want our core audience showing up.
You
oh, you're good for creative stuff except titling movies. That's basically
It's one job they
leave
give
that
me.
to the business side of things. You
Yeah,
know?
like they're like, it's gonna bring the fans in if you confuse the fuck out of them. Because
Right.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that didn't know that Army of Darkness was an Evil Dead sequel.
Right.
So that's on the studio. It's nothing to do with this movie. This movie's just
This
perfect.
movie's
It
perfect.
should just been Evil Dead, then Army of Darkness, like Evil Dead, Army of Darkness.
Yeah. Or even like the title, like
The
what is it,
Medieval
Ash-
Dead, I think, is
Perfect.
a great title.
That's so clever. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's clever.
Witty.
I know, like, or even just like if you want to be like real lame about it, just use the title that's in the movie. When it was, it's like Ash versus the Evil,
Yeah.
or the Army of Darkness, or whatever.
Ash versus the Army of Darkness, yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like, why don't you just
not
do that?
use that?
Yeah.
Just, but I mean, the Medieval Dead was the perfect title.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
I'm such a huge fan of this movie and lifelong fan ever since I was a kid. So today I went for lunch to Longhorn and I ran into a friend of the show, Matt Mang, and I met him in high school. He used to work at Comics on the Green.
Yeah.
And,
Who could forget Matt?
right. And he and I like first bonded over Evil Dead. Even though I was in there buying comics, he just happened to talk about Evil Dead to somebody else. And then I was like, oh my God, I love Evil Dead too. And then we just like started talking about it. And ever since then, he is like one of my favorite people. But I just thought it was a weird coincidence. I watched this movie and run into him because he lives in Georgia now.
Okay.
So he's always like down there shooting
Sure.
stuff and stuff. But anyways, this movie is incredible. I think it's hilarious. And I'm so excited to talk about it today. I think this is like one of my favorite picks from a guest. I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick little thing to add to that. This was kind of like how like we were talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and how that's like a real
Perfect movie.
clunky, borderline bad franchise.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Not the movie itself, but like
Right.
the franchise is very inconsistent. This is one of the most interesting franchises to me because the first one is like kind of like a straight horror film.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And then the second
Perfect.
one is like the perfect marriage of like horror and comedy. And arguably one of the greatest movies ever made.
Absolutely.
So then you see the third one and it's like the horror has been left behind and it's like just like a comedy, but it's like it's the same world and it all just kind of works. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's just Bruce Campbell being kind of magical, but even that show Ash vs. Evil Dead, like it all just kind of works.
yeah.
But
It's
I
really
remember,
weird.
I remember watching it when I was a kid, and I saw the first one. I remember that was the one that was on that list of video nasties. You remember that nonsense where there was like movies that were banned?
Yeah.
Well, I remember I finally got to see Evil Dead, and I thought I was going to be seeing this thing that was going to like psychologically scar me, and I was like, that movie? That movie was a lot of fun. All it does is it just makes you want to go make your own movie because you're like, oh my god, like this is like punk rock.
Incredible, yeah.
Yeah, I could play a guitar. It's that kind of thing.
That's what I call rock.
Yeah, it's just so good.
No, that's what I call movies.
And then you see like the second one, and I just remember loving it. And the third one, I was just like, I love this movie. And then it's like, it kind of became like this giant cult thing when I was probably a teenager.
Yeah, I would say so.
I'd say Hot Topic had something to do with it. They're like all the lunch boxes and T-shirts and toys and all the swag, and it's become like a little bit of a cult thing. And it's neat.
Yeah, I love it. My introduction was my brother Greg. He was like, "You ever see the Evil Dead movies?" And I was like younger, and I was like, "No." And I remember watching the first one, loving it. The second one, is one of my favorite horror movies ever, and one just so perfect. And then I got to see the third one. It was incredible. But I do agree, like this franchise is a very strong franchise because even the remake I think is awesome.
Yeah.
The only one that I would say was like the weakest installment is probably Evil Dead Rising.
Our first episode.
Yeah, our first episode.
And the last Evil Dead movie you did. I think.
Yeah, that was the only other one, which is shocking. It's
know.
weird the movies we haven't covered and the movies that we did cover. Like it's funny to me that we're just getting around to Army of Darkness, but we covered Death Spa.
Yeah. Yeah, we're like 80 some episodes in, and we're just getting to Army of Darkness. We didn't even touch Evil Dead 1 or 2.
Let's not waste another second. Let's jump into the plot.
So
For Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness. So the film starts with our hero, Ash, back in medieval times, giving a little voiceover, kind of recapping Evil Dead 1 and 2 and how he ended back in time. And I always love that the first one happens. The second one, they just leave out everything except him and Linda. And they're like, oh, this is what happened. And then the third one's just like, all right, so Evil Dead 1 kind of happened. Evil Dead 2 definitely happened. And now, like, we're here, right? It's like a funny recap.
It's also like...
It's like streamlined really well. But
Well, not really.
No.
It's actually horribly inconsistent.
because it's like, you don't even know how he gets back in time. You just see, like, the portal open. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like,
but it's funny to me that like the second movie ends in a way where like Ash shoots this crazy cool looking monster out of the sky.
it's so cool. Yeah.
And everyone's cheering him, and he's just like, no. Like it's a really, really solid ending.
Yeah.
But then like this one opens up, and apparently they don't fancy him very much. They make him into like, he's like, my name is Ash, and I am a slave.
Yeah.
They have him in chains, and
Yeah.
his stump is staying in those chains.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
It's pretty cool.
It is funny, but I like how like when they show everything prior to that, like they show like the car land, Uncle Ben's car.
Oh, yeah.
And it always kills me when the knights are trying to fight it.
Oh, yeah. But like, what great Alma this is, you know?
It's so funny.
Get
But like,
back.
yeah. But like, it's just funny the way the second movie ends and then the way this one begins, where you're like,
it's like
something's not
something
connecting, but it's
different
fine.
happened here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we see Ash fall out of the sky with his Oldsmobile Delta 88. And then we see Arthur. I know, I was waiting for you to say it. So Arthur, along with his soldiers, surround him, and we see a wise man think, like, he's like, I think this guy is the chosen one.
Mr. Pitt
Yeah.
from Seinfeld.
Oh, I was like looking at him, and I'm like, why does this guy look familiar?
Yeah.
And I could not figure out who is he. So he was in Seinfeld.
Yeah, he was like that boss that Elaine had. She was like his assistant.
That's
that older
crazy.
guy. Yeah.
What's the actor's real name? Do you know?
Oh gosh, it's something.
Is it
something.
Bruce something, right? I forgot his name. I don't know. Maybe not Bruce.
Something. We should
yeah.
know this stuff. We're doing a podcast.
I know.
Hey, you keep going into the plot, and I'm gonna just abruptly yell out this man's name.
But I knew he looked familiar, and I could not figure out. I should have went on IMDb and checked it out, but I didn't.
Sometimes
Anyways.
it's okay just to say an old man.
So the wise man, he's like, I think this guy's the chosen one, but Arthur is like, nah, just chain him up. Let's get out of here. I think
Ian
he's.
Abercrombie.
Oh, what a cool name!
I know.
Ian
Abercrombie.
Abercrombie?
Abercrombie. Like
Abercrombie?
in Fitch.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I wonder if he's got some of that sweet Abercrombie money.
Yeah. He looked like I was like, I definitely recognize that guy. I don't know.
Oh man, did you know Bruce Campbell was in this movie?
What?
No.
Shocking.
Bruce Campbell?
Yeah, that
The Bruce Campbell?
guy. A Bruce Campbell.
So Ash meets Henry the Red, and who is kind of like Arthur's sworn enemy, right? And he believes, Arthur believes that Ash is with him. He's like, oh, he's one of Henry's guys.
You know what would be the dead giveaway that he's not one of them? Every other one of those guys have red hair.
Yeah.
Ash stands out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, he's not even wearing the same clothes. He looks
know.
like he just like his clothes are all torn up.
Yeah, they have no reason to believe.
Ripped. He looks like he would be like a vagrant, kind of, and everybody else is like dressed in armor.
And how many of
like,
how many of
that's a Henry guy.
how many of Henry's men fell out of the sky?
Right. It's not like I go around and I just see some guy with like a ripped up shirt and I'm like, oh, he's a West Sider.
But it's easy to deduce.
But it is, yeah. So anyways, Arthur throws one of Henry's men into the pit, and we just see a geyser of blood shoot out of the pit, and then they toss Ash into the pit.
Well, before that, when they're like leading him to the pit, there's
Yeah.
all these kids that are attacking him, and it's just that Bruce Campbell voice. He's just like,
Yeah.
he's like, get out of here, you little brats.
Get out of here, you little brats. And I love they're like, yeah, you're with him. And he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't even know these assholes. And that's when all the kids, and then we see Sheila picks up a rock. And Sheila, at this point, we know she lost her brother, so she thinks he's one of Henry's men. So she throws a rock at his head, and we see where Ash falls into the pit. And he comes face to face with this Deadite in the pit. And
Which I heard what were you saying?
Deadite number 1.
Deadite number 1.
Yeah.
I heard that's Billy Bryant, I believe did I say his name? He's the guy that's in the Marshmallow Man costume
oh,
from Ghostbusters.
what? Really?
Yeah, I heard that's
He's
the guy.
Deadite number 1?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I was listening to something earlier today, and they said that that's him. And I have a very good memory with that man, with Matt Rinaldi. We clicked with him one time. We were at a Monster Mania, and we got very drunk with him. And then he's like a special effects artist still.
Yeah.
So he was like showing us all these like top secret projects that he wasn't supposed to show us because,
Right, of course.
And then
Yeah.
he got fired.
But no.
They put him in jail.
Yeah, the cops showed up. But yeah, he was super cool. That guy, he's like real goofy sense of humor.
So he played Deadite number 1.
Yeah, that guy that
the,
like comes out at him.
yeah, with like the long hair.
Yeah.
I thought that was a lady.
Me too.
I mean like
Because there's two of them in there.
Right, yeah, there's two of them. There's like the one that looks like a melted
Yeah, that
G.I.
guy. That's
Joe
what I'm
figure.
talking about.
Oh, he's the G.I. Joe looking
Yeah, the melted
figure.
G.I. Joe.
And then the other one was like a woman. So that's why I was like, oh, but I mean, they do that all the time. Like Henrietta was Ted Raimi. And Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, oh, okay, maybe it was, But so he is the melted one.
Yeah.
Okay. So they toss Ash into the pit, and he comes face to face with this Deadite. And then we see where the wise man, he's like, "Hey, chosen one," and he throws
Chosen one.
the chainsaw
At one point,
into the
didn't
pit.
he start wrestling the Demon Knight?
Yeah.
The Deadite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's so good. And he tosses the chainsaw down, and we see Ash just like jump in the air, and he puts his arm up and catches
It's
the
like
chainsaw.
a hero moment.
Yeah, it's so cool.
I like
and-
when it like connects. It's like, boom.
Yeah, it's not like, the rules of motion are out of this. So, like, he just, like, runs and jumps up in the air, and he has, like, time to turn it
Yeah,
on
it's like-
impact. Yeah, it's like, it has, like, a little
So
funk.
silly.
What if he went to get it and then he dropped it the first time and then he got and then did
Yep.
That's a good,
Oh,
like,
like, he just.
yeah, he just, like, doof. Or it hits him in the head, he's like, ah, shit. Yeah.
Like he thinks he's gonna have like a real cool like moment, and he throws a hand back, and the chainsaw's on. But
Yeah.
it's just it doesn't come on for a few times. He's like pulling on the cord. Ah,
Oh, man.
what a day!
But yeah, so he throws us down, and we see where he beheads that first Deadite. And then a second one pops out of the wall. And that's the melted,
Deadite number 2.
Yeah,
Deadite
Deadite number 2, the melted G.I. Joe. He pops out and he's like, hey! And he's grabbing him and they're fighting. And eventually Ash is able to escape out of the pit. And
They get squished.
yeah, and Ash delivers his speech because everyone's like amazed by Ash at this point. They're like, whoa, maybe this guy is the chosen one. He just like F that dude, like those things up.
This
And-
is my boomstick.
Yes. Do you know the whole speech? No? Oh, okay. Do you know the whole speech?
No, but I do like when what's his name? The guy who challenges him,
Arthur?
Arthur.
Yeah.
I like when Arthur challenges Ash, and this sword boy gets called over, and
Yeah.
it seems like his
And he
only
just kicks him
purpose
over.
is to like hold the sword out and just kicks him to the ground.
I love that.
Sword boy.
I love that scene. Well, that's the Sam Raimi is just so funny. Like I'm surprised he never just did a straight up like comedy before because he's
Oh, he did.
so
It's called
funny.
Army of Darkness.
Yeah, it is Army of Darkness.
He kicked him off.
He kicks
Yeah,
the
it's
sword boy.
awesome.
But I love when Arthur like points and they do that like zoom in on him like pointing to the pit, like throw him in, and it just like the way they shoot it, it's really funny.
It's funny to me that like we're going through the plot right now, and we probably have blown past so many awesome like camera movements and jokes because this movie is so tight.
Yeah, it's like riddled with like jokes,
Just great lines.
filmmaking. Yeah, it looks so good. Like the movie looks so good, and
What you've got? What does he say? He's like, you've got Jack and shit, and Jack left town. Or
and
something.
Jack just left town. Yeah.
There's like so many good lines in this movie.
But yeah, no, there's so many good lines. One of my favorite lines, it's like later on, and we'll get to it.
Yeah.
But
I know what it is too.
yeah,
I think we're on the same page.
Okay, yeah. So Ash lets Henry go. He's like, okay, you guys get out of here. He shoots like Arthur's sword, and everyone's like, whoa, this guy's the real deal.
I like that like it like echoes throughout the kingdom because it's probably like the first ever gunshot.
Yeah, it's like boom.
And it's just echoing through time. It's so cool.
Yeah, and then
Then he starts like he does this thing that made me laugh. Every time I watch it, I laugh. He starts explaining to them what the gun is, but then where they can buy it at a store that won't be invented for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Yeah.
They won't be like.
They'll never make it. He's like pitching them this thing.
One
Yeah.
of them's actually an old man, and they were like, "Oh, he was right."
This is a cool hardware store.
Yep.
I'm 900 years old.
Find us in the houseware section for $109.95.
I don't know how I'm alive still.
But yeah, I love that he gives like the whole S-Mart
Yeah.
speech. Like he's it's so good.
Smart.
Shop S-Mart. Even that in itself is just hilarious.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough.
Yeah. I feel like, Sam Raimi is like, oh, what can I name the store? That's kind of smart. Oh, S-Mart. That's genius. I'm going to
The
call it that.
S-Mart.
Yeah. Shop smart. Shop S-Mart.
That's so friggin' good.
It's
Gotta
so good.
Shop smart. Shop S-Smart.
So the next scene, we see Ash getting pampered, and even like Sheila's trying to suck up to him at this point. He's like, first you want to kill me, now you want to kiss me, blow. and then we get this
She thought that he was responsible
Henry's
for
men.
killing her brother.
right, yeah,
So she's got a little chip on her shoulder towards him. Then she finds out that he's not. And then she realizes that he's like handsome Bruce Campbell.
exactly.
Why wasn't Bruce Campbell like a movie star? Because I feel like maybe
know.
because Jim Carrey happened. Because he could very easily have had the career that Jim Carrey had.
I can see that
Because they're both so expressive and they're geniuses at physical comedy. And they just have like this like magnetic quality about them.
yeah,
So I'm like maybe the
absolutely.
world got Jim Carrey and he got left behind, which shame on us for letting that happen.
I don't know. I
Oh,
like
by
Jim
the-
Carrey.
I did no.
yeah.
Not wait, back up. That's not me punching down on Jim Carrey saying one's
Right.
better than the other. I'm just saying maybe that's what happened. There's a guy like that crushing it, but it always just confuses me that Bruce Campbell didn't have like a bigger career.
Yeah, no, me too, man. He's
for
just
the-
so charismatic.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
for the record, why isn't Sam Raimi making a movie every year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so weird you said that. I was watching this movie today and I'm seeing like, the directing and all the stuff he's doing. And I'm like, why doesn't he make movies like every single year?
So
we
good.
we get like a movie like once every like 10 years. It feels like now.
What was the last
gross.
movie he made?
Was that it
Doctor
wasn't-
Strange.
It was Doctor
Oh,
Strange
yeah.
and the Multiverse of Madness, but
Yeah.
prior to that was that Oz movie.
Oz, yeah,
The
Great and Powerful, which
Yeah.
I liked.
I
I,
thought it
know a
was
lot of
fun.
people were
I
like,
liked
yeah, but
I
I
didn't watch
loved
it.
it. I thought it was awesome. And
It's a good time.
and then before that, maybe
Spider-Man. Oh, Drag Me to Hell.
yeah, it was Drag Me to Hell,
Which
and
is
then Spider-Man 3,
awesome.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, where's he been? Brent, come back.
I
man.
know he needs. I know he's like producing all the time.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything in that world.
Hashtag bring Sam Raimi back.
I agree.
Yep.
Yeah.
When they say like directors are producing these things, that could just mean that they like take one phone call while they're out on the beach.
right. They're like, here's
$100
some money,
billion.
but yeah, go for
We'll
it.
just
Yeah.
put your name on this piece of crap.
But yeah, so we see where the another deadite attacks. It's like this old lady like stirring the pot,
Deadite number 3.
Yeah.
and she's like, "I'll swallow your soul." And
That's so cool. Like when she first pops up, and it's like this close up, and the camera is just like shaking,
yeah,
and it kind of feels like it's like she's like breaking through the barrier of like our world from wherever she came from. It's such a cool, subtle thing.
and the body, like the performer too, is like having those spasms
It's like a
in
ballet
the air.
dancer. She's so
Yeah,
graceful. And
it's just like, yeah, it looks so cool, and you're like, yeah, that's demonic, you know. And
what's
I
a
believe
demon?
it.
That's a demon.
that's a demon.
All the demons are having a great time in these movies.
Yeah. I think that's where it's at. Like, if you could play anything in an Evil Dead movie, playing a Deadite is
Deadite,
probably
yeah.
awesome. Yeah. But so she floats in the air. She says a bunch of stuff, and then she falls to the ground. And I like that Arthur is like creeping over to like check on her. And Ash grabs his hand. He's like, "It's a trick. Get an axe."
Yeah, he's been through this shit before.
He's like, "I've seen enough of this. It's a trick. Get
Just
an axe."
before we go forward, when was the first time you saw this?
I don't even know, dude. I was real little. I remember that scene, the scene that's coming up, but you know, with all the little mini Ash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that scene. I don't know. That scene just stuck with me when I was a kid. Like that's the only part of the movie I really remembered, and then I watched it again as like a teenager. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But
So
yeah,
you were like young when you saw it?
yeah, my dad used to watch it all the time. Like
That
I remember,
makes
like
sense.
like I didn't even know that. Again, like I didn't know it was part of the Evil Dead franchise. I just knew that Army of Darkness movie that was the weird, crazy medieval movie that was funny. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That this one scene that was just real, you know, stuck out to me. You know what I mean?
How about you? How old were you when you saw this?
I don't, 10?
10?
10.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fairly recent addition into your life. You'll carry it with you during the dark days.
What'd you see first?
You'll be in your
Like,
40s someday thinking about how awesome it was.
Yeah.
2 or 3? Which one did you see first?
I watched 2 first, I
2
think.
first. Yeah.
You guys are probably going to be surprised, but I never watched part 1.
There's still time.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Or the
yeah.
remake.
You know what's cool about where you're at in your life, and you don't even realize this? I remember, like, seeing all these movies when I was about your age, and I can't do that again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, I would love to
That's
be
so
able to
true.
see all this stuff for the first time, because it must just look so amazing.
Oh, man, I can't wait. There's like a few movies you gotta watch. Because I was about your age when I was getting these cooler recommendations.
Yeah.
Evil Dead, Dawn of the Dead.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's all you need.
No, it's cool that, like, your dad is, like, into all this stuff, so he can kind of, like, sprinkle it into your life, because it's cool. It's cool seeing this stuff for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely the most fun genre, right?
Yeah, it was
Horror.
pretty fun.
Most iconic images and
Creepy.
T-shirts, and it's fun. Conventions.
It has I would say horror movies, this is the greatest thing about them, is the longevity that they have.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many movies that come and go, like whether it's comedy, drama, whatever, and they kind of come and go and they're gone, right? And you can't even recall like
Yeah.
what won the best picture in 1972. But you could be like, oh, you know what movie came out? The Exorcist. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you could tell. Like, I think that's what's so cool about horror movies in general, and just the fandom too.
Yeah.
Because everyone's so cool. Every time you meet a horror fan, they're like,
It's like
have you seen this?
a bonding experience.
Yeah. It's like
Horror fans, like, they link up and then they travel with each other
yeah.
until they go to the grave.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I just feel like horror movies just have that longevity that other films sometimes don't have, unless they're classics, of course, right? But it's really cool. I think that's I don't know. I love horror movies.
I do too, man. It's I love every genre of film. I probably have favorite movies within all genres, but like horror, well, we say this all the time. It's home base, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so Ash has this great scene where he gets his shotgun and he just shoots the shit out of this deadite. It's insane. He's just like boom, boom, boom. And I love how he like puts it on his shoulder and shoots behind him. And he hits the deadite, kills it, right? And he just has that moment where he's like, "Oh yeah."
I also like how it was doing gymnastics.
Oh yeah, it's like flipping all over the place. Yeah.
It's funny to me that like Ash is kind of like a dummy, like he's kind of like a loud, brash moron, but he just is awesome at killing monsters.
Yeah,
it's like the guy who went around when shit goes south.
Yeah, it's his calling. And as soon as he kills the deadite, and it's like he has that moment where he just shivers. I love how the wise man just steps into the frame and gives the exposition, like, "Hey, you're gonna need that book if you want to return home." Yeah. But like the way it just like is blocked, it's so good.
This movie, it's like goes at breakneck speed. It is so fast. It is such a fast movie.
Yeah,
it's like things like that. It's just like, here's your little action scene. Dip into frame. Here's your exposition, and now we're on to the next thing. It's really good storytelling.
It's really, really good. And then we get this really funny montage. Like Ash makes a quick stop at the blacksmith, right, and makes his hand, like his metal hand,
groovy.
And you have all these like zoom ins, and even Robin was like, "I love all these zoom ins, like how they keep doing that." And
that's Sam Raimi.
That's just like his MO.
He crushed the cup, and it was like. Groovy.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
But what's even funnier is the expression of Sheila and the blacksmith. They're like,
"Oh, yeah." You don't think though, like back in those times, like anything would amaze you,
right?
Like all you're really doing back then was just like surviving.
Yeah,
on a day-to-day basis, like, you're like, "Well, I'm not sick."
Yeah.
I'm 25. Like, I've lived a long and fruitful life.
That's a hard 25.
The wise man's probably like 26 years old.
Probably.
We're just out in the sun and suffering all the time.
Sheila's 16.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Sheila's 12. Yeah. So that night, he gets a visit from Sheila, who is like apologizing and
doesn't she give him that blanket? And he's like, "Good, I need a horse blanket."
Yeah. She's like, "I spent all my time making this for you." He's like, "Good, I need a horse blanket."
It just doesn't. I don't know.
I love his from the moment she like opens, he's like, "Shut the door." What were you raised in a barn? Yeah, probably were with all these other, But primitive screwheads. But yeah, no, he
give me some sugar, baby.
Yeah. So as he was about, to leave and stuff, and she's about to depart, he goes, "Give me some sugar, baby," and they just like make out.
Yeah, they're like together for some reason.
Yeah.
This is not the kind of movie that needs to flesh this out. This is not a criticism.
He has a new girlfriend every movie, and then they usually die.
Yeah. There's a funny joke in Ash vs. Evil Dead when he's like at his high school and he's like, "Oh, I met one of my Lindas here."
Lindas. Yeah. He dates like 3 different Lindas.
He's a ladies' man.
He is.
Because that was a theory, like each Linda is actually, because they're different Lindas. Yeah. It's like, that's like a weird theory that they're different Lindas.
Yeah. Hey, for the record, that show is awesome.
Yes.
Like, I really, really enjoyed watching that more than I've enjoyed watching a lot of things.
It's so funny. There's just some of his lines, like, "Hey, it's not my problem you fudged the bowl." Like, just like the lines like that are so funny.
I just seen something the other day. It was like Bruce Campbell did an interview. And they asked him if he'll ever, because I know he said he'll never be Ash again and he's retired, but they asked him, like, will he ever be Ash again? He's like, if Sam Raimi ever directs it. So, possibility.
Hey, Sam Raimi, if you're listening, we all want you back. Everybody
I
wants
just want Sam Raimi to direct
something.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, with that Monster Mania that we went to, it was like a sea of endless Sam Raimi fans. Like, it's just people love him. And then you meet him, and he's the nicest guy.
Yeah, he was
awesome.
Really nice.
He makes eye contact with you. He wants to talk to you. He probably would talk to you the entire day if he could.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I love him.
Have you ever been
do
to one of their
too.
panels, like Sam Raimi or like I went to the one Bruce Campbell and Ted Raimi panel.
Yeah?
And then it was like they put on a performance. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like you never see like Mesquite and Matthew Lillard do their panels, and it's kind of. But it was
Yeah.
way better than that. It was like you would pay tickets to go see these two on stage. They were hilarious. You know what I mean?
God.
It's like a Warwick Davis panel.
I've never been to one.
Oh,
It's
man,
good stuff. Yeah.
I never met Warwick Davis
No, me
either.
either.
We were going to, but it got canceled.
He canceled actually.
Yeah,
Oh,
I guess, he had a really shitty
Family
thing happen.
emergency.
Yeah.
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 That's the guy you don't want to hear anything like that happening to, because he is a good dude.
You
So
did
I
see
hope
him
he's
before.
doing okay.
Ooh.
He was at that Star Wars celebration we went to a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was there. He was with Mark Hamill. We saw him.
He's a lovely guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he really is. He's super cool. But yeah, no, it's really like Sam Raimi is just a genius, and it's so funny that we all kind of thought that like, why isn't he directing more movies? Like,
I know.
He's really good at it.
So, the next day, Ash heads out to recover the book deep in the forest. And at one point, Ash is chased by the Force, like the Evil Dead Force. Not the Force from Star Wars.
It was the same one. It was actually a cousin.
Beware the Force, Luke. He's like, this whole time, I thought it was a TIE fighter, but it was just the Evil Dead Force following him. So he is trying to get away, and he gets chased to this windmill where he ends up like, oh, I'm going to just stay here the night and block off, the door. And so he takes shelter for the night. And at one point, he breaks a mirror because he sees something in it. So he like runs at it head first, which I was like, wasn't there like a rock around? Like, couldn't you just throw something at it? But he runs at it like face first into this mirror. It breaks. But
He's
all
like
the-
Michael Scott when he ran through his glass sliding doors.
Yeah.
That's something
100%.
that's something you don't see on The Office, but like is the funniest thing that they put into my head.
Yeah.
I like. Do you remember that episode? It's like they had the dinner party.
Yes. Yeah.
That's like I think my favorite episode of the show.
When he's showing off the TV.
Yeah, it's like an 8-inch plasma or something. Yeah. I love like
so good.
I love she says something like he ran through the glass sliding doors because he heard an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
That's so funny because she cleaned it too well.
Right. Yeah. So goofy. But yeah, the mirror breaks, and we see like tiny little versions of Ash pop out that Shane was talking about before. And they're running around, and Ash is like trying to kill them. He like throws a fork at one of them, and then he is trying to step on one, but they end up using the fork against him.
Wandering bridges falling down. It's so funny.
My fair lady. So I love that.
They go into like Looney Tunes mode with that.
Yeah, there's so many like Three Stooges, Looney Tunes stuff
yeah.
going on.
Mostly
in this
Three
movie.
Stooges.
Yeah, 100% Three Stooges. And so at one point they knock him out, right? And they get him to the ground. They tie him up.
I love when he wakes up and he's like, "What a horrible nightmare."
And
I can't move.
and I love the little one that like jumps in his mouth, and, like
Yeah.
the way he like dives,
Does
and
like a
does
little
like
dive into his mouth.
somersaults into like it's just
Geronimo.
Geronimo. And I like that the two little ones are like pushing his nostrils together so his mouth will open, and so it gets inside of him, and we see that this little one is kind of like growing inside of him, and
Drink the hot chocolate or whatever.
yeah, he tries to drink the hot
Just
water
the
to
boiling
kill it.
water.
He tries to burn the thing, and he's just like
Burning
pouring
himself.
boiling hot water down his throat. It's just like, if everybody wants to know what the definition of funny is, I'm fairly certain it's just Army of Darkness.
100%.
It's just all
It's
this
like
all this
pure comedy.
nonsense is so funny.
Yeah. So as this thing is growing inside of him, I love when he's like scratching his shoulder, and that always looks really cool and weird and gross when he kind of sees the eyeball coming out of
Cronenberg
it.
shit.
Yeah, like that body horror thing where
Yeah.
he like sees an eyeball growing out of his shoulder, and it just looks so cool and weird.
Yeah.
I always love that.
And disgusting.
And disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at one point he runs outside.
It's growing bigger.
Yeah, and at one point that it's like he looks like a two-headed monster like running through,
and it's such a great image too because it's like there's this big giant full moon in the background. It's very exaggerated.
Yeah,
but all the sets in this movie have like this almost like storybook look to it, and it's so awesome.
It does. It has like a fairy tale. I think like right from the beginning with the voiceover
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it really sets it up to look like a fairy tale. Even how everything just like plays out, it's very much like a fairy tale. And but getting that like thing in the beginning, like the voiceover, it's like, oh, once upon a time,
Yeah.
And so I love that. I think that's but it does. It has such a like fairy book look to it.
Yeah.
With like the moon and the windmill. And him
It's just
like
like
running
exaggerated
down.
and it's great.
Yeah,
it's like a really, really cool looking movie.
It's so good. But yeah, him and his other...
To quote another Sam Raimi movie, so good.
So good.
How's the pie?
So good. Tastes like strawberries.
I protected you in high school. Now I'm going to kick your little ass.
So growing inside of him, this thing kind of splits apart from him eventually, and so we have a good Ash and a bad Ash. And I love that.
You're good Ash.
I'm bad Ash.
Bad Ash.
You're a goody little two-shoes.
You're goody little two-shoes, goody little two-shoes.
And they're like exchanging
Crushing it, Leo.
yeah, so good. And eventually he pulls out his gun and shoots Bad Ash, right? He's like, good Ash, bad Ash.
Yeah, he's like, good, bad. I'm the one with the gun.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's so good.
Awesome.
And so he cuts the body up, right? We don't like necessarily see it, but we get the idea that he chops the body up and throws it into like a little grave that he dug.
One of my favorite shots in this movie is when he like raises the chainsaw, and it's like like this low angle that shows like the windmill above him, and you see like, I don't know, man. It's just I see that image and I'm like, Sam Raimi, get the fuck on a set.
Yeah.
Do something.
Get back
You're
to
too
work.
talented to just be doing what?
He's
On an
he's enjoying
orange
life.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about me.
Yeah, that's true.
What's in it for me?
But I also love his... I don't know why this always makes me laugh every single time. He's like, hey, you got something on your face. And the Bad Ash like looks. He just throws dirt right in his face. It's so good.
You shall never retrieve the Necronomicon.
Yeah. Hey, you got a little something on your face. And he's like, huh? And it just throws the dirt. So Ash goes and he finds the Necronomicon in this graveyard. Perfectly reciting the words that he was told.
Yeah, because right before he went on his journey, Mr. Pitt, he was very explicit about this. There are 3 words you need to get correct. He's just like, yeah, I know your damn words. Like, he's just so irritable.
Yeah, I know the goddamn words.
And then he goes through all that shit, and then he gets to the, like, what is it? Like, it's
The
like
altar.
The altar.
Yeah.
And it's all leading up to this moment, and it's the perfect joke.
Yeah.
He goes through all this stuff and then just forgets the word.
He's like, Nectu, Veratu.
It's like Barada. It's like,
Verata, yeah. Yeah. He's like,
like-
nickel, necktie.
Nectar.
Nectar. And then I love how he's like,
the best when right before he does that, and this kills me every time I watch this movie. He like looks around.
yeah.
Like somebody's
he's like-
watching him.
Yeah. He's like, all right, I said it. Said all the
He's getting
words.
away with something.
Yeah. It's so good. And then, so eventually he picks up the book, and that's when we see everything
Klaatu.
start to shake and tremble.
It's Klaatu,
Klaatu,
Barada, and then
Barada.
Nictu.
Yeah.
Klaatu, Barada.
Nickel. Definitely
Necktie.
Yeah.
Why would it be necktie? I don't know.
Yeah.
The movie's amazing.
So Ash returns to the castle, but we see everything start to shake and tremble in this graveyard. Even back at the castle itself, you see stuff happening where it's like trembling, right? And at one point, Ash is running through, and all these skeletons, like, their arms pop out and grab him. And it's very like Three Stooges, where they try to poke him in the eyes. Then they try to do it again, and he puts the hand up, and then like 2 poke him in the eyes from the side.
One
the-
punches him,
the-
I think.
Grab his tongue. Yeah.
The part that always kills Becca is when he like looks at the camera and he's like, no, no, no. Like, all these hands just punch him in the face with little skeleton fists. I don't want to whiz past this, but the production design for this cemetery is like some of the greatest looking stuff. It's like
it looks
it's
so
on that
good.
like Cemetery Man level of one of the greatest looking like cemeteries I've ever seen, because it doesn't look like real life. Again, going back to like the fairy tale looking thing, it's just like, I don't know, it's like a feast for your eyes if you want to get all
So
pretentious
good.
about it.
Yeah, it's so good. So Ash returns to the castle, and I love when he gets back, and everyone's like, yeah, chosen one. He's like, yeah. Get the fuck out of my way. That's like one of my favorite lines of all time.
Yeah, exactly. Get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, get the fuck out of my face. So Ash returns to the castle, and the wise man is like, hey, did you say the words? And he's like, yeah, I said the words. Maybe not every single syllable, but yeah, I said the words. And the
I
wise
look on
man,
Mr. Pitt's face. He's just going like, oh, shit.
he's like, oh, you shitbag. He's like, you
had one job.
Yeah, you had one thing to do. But Ash doesn't care. He's like, just get me home. I don't care. Get me home, right? They're like, yeah, you just rose the dead, like, back to life.
One other thing before we go forward with this, I like when he went to get the Necronomicon and there were like 3 books.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yes,
no one
yes.
ever said anything about there being 3 books. And it's like that one, he like opens it and it like sucks him into like a portal.
Yeah.
I love how like because again this is a cartoon. Like he opens it and then it's like it starts pulling his jaw downward and it like starts making his face in a silly putty or something.
Yeah,
And he
it's
gets
so funny.
sucked in, crawls out, and then he tries the next one and it has teeth.
Yeah,
Which
and
I think
it bites
was-
his hand. Yeah.
It
Which I think they were,
flies.
it's just flying around like a bat. I think they were trying to reference that in Evil Dead Rise, because the book that they have has like weird teeth. And
Yeah, that's right.
Danny
I remember
the DJ.
that. Yeah.
The best character.
Wicked dead.
I didn't want to go any further until we talked about those books, because that whole sequence is just so much fun.
Yeah,
it just
it's
really
so
like
good.
lets you know like what this movie is.
Yeah, it's like, we're totally different from the first movie.
radically different.
Yeah, like, don't worry. If you haven't seen the first one, you're going to have a good time.
If Evil Dead Rise was as comical as Army of Darkness, I don't know why I forgot it, then I would have liked it more. I mean, I do like Evil Dead Rise, but it's not as good as the trilogy.
Yeah,
I
agree. It's this core 3 movies, but the remake is neat. But it's like I just need Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi.
Yeah, I do like the remake.
I do too. I think
A lot.
it's awesome. But also going back to where you were, he kind of lets them know that he didn't say the 3 words correctly.
Every
And then-
syllable.
Yeah, but I love how they show all those doomed faces.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm leaving, and they're just like,
Yeah,
sitting there like, oh,
and I like how
our
he's-
lives are over.
He sees everyone, like Arthur Even's like, just give him what he wants and he could get out of here. He's like, and
sure.
what about the celebration of goodbye to me? Like he actually says that. And it's just really funny because everyone's like walking away and like disappointed and disgusted with his act, like
Doomed faces.
selfishness. Yeah. And I like even Sheila at one point is like, I still believe in you. And then we see like,
What about all the things we said in private? Oh, that was just pillow talk, baby.
Yeah. He talks like he's from the 1920s. I love that.
It's so awesome.
So, anyways, this demon flies down and grabs Sheila and like takes off, and that's kind of where we see maybe Ash is starting to like maybe flip around, like, oh, I should probably do something, So we cut over to Bad Ash, and he's prepping the dead army for war, and we see where Sheila's return, and he gets a smooch from Sheila. But then eventually he turns her evil as well, like a Deadite.
Deadite number 4
I like
and 5.
before he turns her, you get to see all these skeletons digging graves and getting all their buddies out.
Yeah.
And it looks like a Ray Harryhausen movie.
Yeah, dude, it's so cool. Like, because all the puppetry work that they did in this,
It's
and
very
like
like Clash of the Titans or
Yeah.
Jason and the Argonauts is probably the best.
yes, Jason and the
comparison.
Argonauts, yeah, 100%.
That stop go thing
Stop
that they're doing.
animation,
It-
yeah.
It's just, I mean, okay, so here's the thing. I know by today's standards, they can make things look seamless. They could have made those skeletons look perfect. I much prefer the imagination to something like this.
Dude, me
it
too.
Charms
I love
charms
it.
you.
That's it. Yep.
Like something made on a computer, it's amazing what we can do now, but there's no there's something about knowing that people had to work super hard. Like when you watch Nightmare Before Christmas,
Oh, yes.
like every single second of that movie was probably like a nightmare for those animators.
Yeah.
But you watch it and you're just immediately charmed by it.
yeah.
But now it's just kind of like, oh, we did this on a computer and whatever.
I remember I helped Chris Conforti do a stop motion animation film for
Church?
what is it?
Church?
Yeah, Church.
Yeah.
Help him do like a stop animation movie in my garage, and we did 72 hours. We calculated that we worked on it for like a 15-minute thing. You know what I mean? It was like
Yeah.
insane. But you had to like literally move everything at like one, take a picture. You know what I mean? And so it was awesome. It was worth it.
Yeah.
And it was so cool to like figure out like, oh, for like a bubbly water, like use cotton. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like try to figure all that kind of weird stuff out. It's awesome.
We used to do it with his Legos when he was like younger. We used to make like stop motion Lego movies.
Yeah.
And that's you would spend like 3 hours doing this, and it would be like a 30-second clip.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I
like-
mean? Of-
yeah, you're
of
like,
Boba Fett walking.
damn.
Like this.
So what's crazy about something like this, which I'm sure some jerk ass kid would watch today and just write off as being cheesy.
Right.
But shame on you, kid. The fact
You
that like
suck.
it's not just that like you're making the hands and like the bodies move. It's like you have to pay attention to all the little things too. Like again, Nightmare Before Christmas. It's not just that like okay, we have to make it like create the illusion of like the legs and the arms moving, but sometimes you have to have like a part of the coat
wind.
blown around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like it has to interact with its environment also. So you're just sitting there watching stuff like that and the patience that it must
Yeah.
take. And so Sam Raimi made a giant joke out of it. And it's awesome. But like
And
I
they
was
look
watching,
amazing.
they do.
Yeah.
When they're like digging their graves and stuff, I'm like, this is like so fantastical and wonderful.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I wouldn't want this to look any other way than how it looks.
One scene that stands out is a little later, and they are on the drawbridge and they're trying to like bash the door down, and you see like the little team of skeletons with like the thing. But I feel like that's really seamless. Like
Yeah.
you could tell it's like stop motion animation, but it looks like it fits perfectly
Yeah.
in that world. You know what I mean? I don't know.
And
It's
that
crazy.
castle is like a miniature.
Yeah, which is, even if you think about that, that's freaking nuts.
I know.
Like, that's
It's-
crazy.
It's just like, I mean, I think if Sam Raimi could ever be classified as anything, he's like probably just the inspiration for filmmakers.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you cannot watch one of his movies and not just be like, I want to just go do what he's doing. Like, it's so cool. Well, let's move on.
Yeah. It just always looks like he's having the time of his life. Like everyone involved in his movies are like look like they're having fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even when Sheila comes out and she's got her new demon getup,
Yeah.
and you hear one of them go, "Oh, there's a sight for sore bones,"
Yeah, that's a safe soul bones.
and I'm like, man, that's so awesome. Let's move on.
But yeah, so we see the army getting ready. Then Arthur gets wind that the dead army is about a 2-day ride away, and Ash rallies Arthur and all the people, and he's like, you know what, and maybe we could reach out to Henry at one point, because Arthur's like, I think we only have 60 guys here, like there's no way we could fend for ourselves. He's like, maybe we could reach out for Henry the Red to assist us. He's like, oh yeah, right, you know. But then we get a montage of the castle prepping for war, and a little time for chemistry 101 too. I love that he's like, yeah, this is how you make explosives, and the wise man's like, I'm gonna hold it over a flame, right? He's like, whoa, buddy, don't do that.
Again, a funny gag.
Yeah.
I also,
so good.
and it's cool, in Ash's trunk, I saw an issue of Fangoria,
Oh yeah.
which was like the written word for us kids.
Yeah.
for all us like horror movie kids. Fangoria was the coolest thing in the world. Just like this magazine that would come out every month and would just cover whatever horror movies are coming out. And then you were like, hey, I want to buy the back issues from the 80s when horror movies were a lot more fun.
Dude, Adam and I would always go to like check those out at Walden Books and stuff, and we'd be like, oh my god, look at all this stuff for like Event Horizon, because we were so pumped for that movie and all the like deleted footage that we never got to see, you know. But it was still cool to always see that kind of stuff. But we have this great montage, and Ash is kind of showing them how to fight with like sticks and stuff, like
that
spears.
Move, I love that comes back later.
Yeah,
in the exact
so
same manner.
Yeah,
it's not like they're like adapting it to the fight. It's just kind of, they're doing it. They're taking it very literally,
and it's just like good for one hit.
Yeah, and then, I like how like. It's just great because all like the army of the dead, they're just very confused.
They're like, is this a dance routine?
Stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway,
do we come on a bad day? But yeah, so we're seeing this like cool montage, and he soups up his car and stuff. And that night, the dead army approaches the castle. And Danny Elfman, his music is just incredible in this movie. It's so weird because a lot of times he'll do music and you hear elements of like other stuff that he's done before. This is very different from everything he's ever done. I feel like it just has like this dun-dun, dun-dun.
Yeah,
it is so good.
It literally
epic.
sounds like the March of the Dead.
Yeah, it really does.
And I like that they also had the skeletons and the dead actually like playing it.
Yes,
so you kind of watch them do it. It's just like it's fun, you know.
It's so good. And even in the beginning, like when it's showing like Bruce Campbell is Ash versus the Evil Dead, right? And it's playing that music, and you're just like, wow, it sounds so good. But yeah, he's crushing it on the score. So the battle begins, and Arthur/Ash are just blowing the dead up. They have all these explosive arrows and catapult launches, and they're just blowing. And I love that like some of the skeletons will get hit, and they're like, "Oh no!" and then they will explode.
So having just watched Lord of the Rings, do you think Peter Jackson watched this movie and was a little bit inspired?
100%.
Because the Battle of Helm's Deep, there are so many shots in this movie where I'm like, Peter Jackson, I know for a fact, is just an awesome dude.
I was thinking that like the whole time watching it yesterday. I'm like, this is Lord of the Rings.
It's just it's great. But anyway.
Yeah, no, it is very much Helm's Deep. Like just the rhythms of it, like how it like plays out, just like different close-ups on different people fighting. It just if
so you're gonna borrow from something,
it's this.
Borrow from this.
Yeah. But they eventually, the dead, breach the walls and gain entry. And Ash uses his car as like a tank for like a hot minute. And it's awesome. He has like the part of the windmill on like the front of the car.
Welcome to the 21st century.
Yeah. That's like a trailer moment.
It really is. Welcome to the 21st century. He's low on gas. But yeah, he ends up like killing a bunch of skeletons with this windmill thing on the front, like this fan.
Windmill thing is a totally fine description. I don't mean that
what to call
sarcastically.
it. No, but it's
what do you call it?
What do you call that? But he eventually crashes the car when he sees Sheila. He's like, whoa, right? Like, and he crashes. The car just blows up.
I know, it's so awesome.
I know, it's just like he like crashes it, jumps out, and it just blows up. And when all hope seems lost, that's when Henry the Red shows up with all his men.
I like when Sheila shows up, and then they kind of have like a bit of a fight.
Yeah.
Ash and Sheila.
Yeah.
And I love that she's like, you found me beautiful once.
Did I number 7?
Yeah.
He's like, you got real ugly.
Yeah. You got ugly. Yeah.
He's like, you got real ugly.
So Bad Ash goes for the book.
Played by the great Bill Moseley, by the way.
Yeah. And kills it. And he has a showdown with Ash, and Ash takes him out via catapults. He like jumps onto the catapults, right? And Ash like cuts off the Bad Ash's hand, and he
catches the book.
Yeah, catches the book, which is epic, like the way he does it. and then sends him on this catapult, and he just explodes in the air.
Randomly.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like I don't know why that always makes me laugh because it's kind of has
funny,
like a Darth Vader thing where he's like spinning around. He's like,
whoa, and then randomly.
Oh wait, are you talking about the end of A New Hope?
Yeah.
So this has nothing to do with
Well, if that
Army
actually
of,
happened.
nothing to do with Army of Darkness, but I love when Han shows up at the end of the original Star Wars, and Vader just goes, "What?"
What?
They hadn't quite like figured out his character the way he is in like Empire, but like Han shows up and Vader literally just goes, "What?
What? What is he doing here?" That wasn't in the script. So we see, he takes him out, and we see Sheila. She returns to normal now, and Arthur and Henry exchange a hug, and I love that moment.
I do too. It feels like a happy ending.
Yeah,
they're all like pumping their fists. Ash looks happy. He's redeemed himself,
and just how it plays out, because you're like, oh, they're the only two armies standing now, and you see like
a new kingdom.
The two guys, the two leaders are about to. It looks like they're about to like just exchange of final blows with each other. Like this is the time to take each other out. But they hug, they embrace, and everyone's like cheering. It's such a great ending. I like love that.
Me too.
Because I feel like it really ties, together stuff, and they're like, yeah, let's build a whole new castle and kingdom or whatever.
I just hope we never become divided like that ever again. Move on.
So the wise man tells Ash he has to drink this elixir and recite the words, and he will get back to his timeline. And we'll talk about the deleted scene after.
Yeah.
But back to present day, Ash is like recalling the story. He's telling it to Ted Raimi, and he's like, "Oh, really?" Like Ted Raimi's acting is so awesome in this.
Yeah.
He's just like, okay, yeah, whatever, man.
I thought it was cool though that character had a job at S-Mart before he started working at the Daily Bugle.
Yeah, that's right.
Because he's in the Spider-Man movies. That's a joke.
Yeah. So Ash is working at S-Mart, and he finishes, telling this story. And that's when the one girl goes up to him, and she's like, I really liked your story about what you were saying. He's like, oh, yeah, baby. She's like, is it true? You could have been king? He's like, yeah, I could have been king, right? And that's when a Deadite shows up.
Deadite number 8.
And
the final Deadite.
And Ash just like go to town, like kicking each other and fighting. And Ash is just like destroying this Deadite at this point.
He's mastered it.
Yeah. And
of ass kicking.
It's so good.
The art of ass kicking. I love when he he does this. It's completely unnecessary and it just looks amazing. He throws his gun into the air and jumps on like a cart and just starts like gliding towards the Deadite, and then catches the gun and just starts unloading on her, and you're like, it's not practical, but it looks awesome.
Yeah, it does. It looks so good.
Why can't you hold on to your gun and just jump on the cart? But it just looks great, so what do I know?
Yeah. And I like at one point she's like, who the hell are you? He's like, Ash, housewares.
Yeah.
And then kills her. Yeah. And that's when he grabs the girl. He's like, hail to the king, baby, and gives her like a smooch.
Yeah.
And the end. That's
yeah.
it.
That's
the movie.
And it's funny too, because a lot of times when we do these episodes, the plots are like, pretty long.
Yeah.
This is a very straightforward movie. Like you just kind of fly through it.
It's super fast. I was writing my notes and I'm like, oh, this is crazy because it's really like 5 pages, right? Normally when I like Death Spa was like 9 pages.
Yeah, well,
there was a lot of stuff going on.
There was a lot going on. A lot of problems in the storytelling.
Yeah.
It should not have been.
But some episodes
plot.
are like 9
I know.
pages or so.
Yeah.
Like 8 or 9 pages.
This is like an 80-some minute long movie.
Yeah, it's
like
an hour and 21 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is crazy. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre was another one that we just did recently.
Yeah.
It was like 4 pages. I'm like, wow, this is great.
I like the description.
Yeah. Me too.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, yeah.
It's like homemade barbecue sauce, but they know it's made of humans. This is a weird episode.
They eat it anyways.
Me and my mom were cracking up.
Yeah.
It's so good. But yeah, so let's get into our thoughts. Shane, you want to go first? What are your thoughts on this movie?
It's just a great movie. It's funny. I don't know, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty Just like you said, like I like the world of that of Army of Darkness. That's like my favorite part. Like the stop motion skeletons are sick. Like
Yes.
man,
Yeah.
I love it. Bruce Campbell's just like one of the best. Like Ash is one of my favorite characters in like any horror movie.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
like just any movie with him, dude, I love. So
He's just so freaking charismatic and funny.
and he's like the funniest. Like Evil Dead 2, he's super funny. And that's. But this one, he's just everything he says is funny.
His physical comedy is like on point,
Yeah.
and better in like Evil Dead 2. But his like, I don't know, his deliveries in this one, it's
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
he should have been like a comedy king.
He should have. Honestly, he is so funny, and even like Evil Dead 2, like you said, he makes me laugh, but he really blended like the comedy perfectly into this.
Evil Dead 2 is a slightly better movie, but this is just, I love this. Anyway, but
Yeah.
how about you, Leo?
I really like this movie. I watched 2, and then a couple years later I watched 3, and it was awesome. I loved it. It's pretty funny. And yeah, just like my dad said, I really like Ash. He's pretty cool. He's like, in my opinion, he's like awarded like the coolest horror character.
I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of times, like horror films, it's like the final girls, or people love the monsters, right? Or bad guys in those films. Ash is like the only one that's kind of like, like a hero.
The final bro.
Yeah, final bro. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. But yeah, he is incredible. How about you, Roy?
I think, and we talked about this a little bit during the episode. I think Sam Raimi's direction is like, I think he's very underappreciated as a director. Like, I think his angles, the movement. I love sometimes like if they're like something's flying through the air and the camera follows it.
Yeah,
he's just so creative.
Good.
There's such probably one of the most stylistic directors that I can think of, and he's just like not pretentious. He's just there to entertain you. The script for this is super tight, and I really appreciate like a horror movie that runs like an hour and 21 minutes.
Same.
Because it's just like, you get in, you get out, and you're never bored. And then just overall, the film is just like, if you just need to laugh, if like you're having like a rough day or something, just pop it in. It's hilarious. And like I don't know. I just think, as I said before, Bruce Campbell probably should have had like a bigger comedic career.
Yeah.
But I adore this movie, man.
Yeah. I love this movie. Loved it since I first saw it, and I remember always hearing, legends like, oh, there's this cool deleted scene, and then we finally got to see it when it came out on DVD eventually, and it's
one of the 57 that came out,
right?
Through Anchor Bay.
Yeah, through Anchor Bay. But it's the one where he drinks the elixir and he hears something, so he stops and he's like, "What was that?" And then he takes like too many drops, so he wakes up in the future, and in the future, like even past his timeline, and it's like
the world
it's
ended.
kind of like a Mad Max situation outside. So I was like, oh, that's so cool. But they ended up
too long.
Yeah, he's like, I slept too long, and that's where it ends, and you're like, oh, cool, because it had like almost like a Back to the Future thing going on, where you get to see him in the past, and now you're gonna get to see him in the future. But I'm glad they kept the ending. I think it is cool if they did ever, try to go that alternate route. Like if he did wake up in the future,
Robot Deadites.
Yeah. Like what would that be? Like what would that movie be?
Was that ever like was it always meant to be a trilogy, or
No,
what I mean?
I
Like,
don't
they
think so.
Could have.
It's just funny because he, at that point in his life, he had done Darkman. And it was a pretty decent hit, and then he was like, "Well, what am I going to do next? I'm going to make another Evil Dead movie." And I don't think that he like intended for it to be what it turned into.
I just love that Sony was sitting there and they're watching Army of Darkness. They're like, this is the guy we kind of want to direct Spider-Man. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like how does that's
insane.
amazing. Yeah, like nowadays I don't see like That's like them giving. You know what I mean?
These are some pretty good movies.
Yeah.
Let's make them have Spider-Man.
That's so cool, and the Spider-Man movies are so good too.
They
Like,
are awesome.
I'll say this. I mean, for any Hollywood exec who's probably not listening right now, but if you are,
Oh, he
see,
is.
you gotta. It's crazy what happens when you give a property to somebody who loves it.
yeah.
Because like Spider-Man, like he loves Spider-Man, and those movies show. Stop giving it to people who have contempt for the source material.
Wait,
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I want to deconstruct Spider-Man. Like, fuck you.
That's true.
A person's like, so what are your opinions on Spider-Man? I never really watched it.
But like, what if he wasn't Spider-Man? Like, what if he was like, you know, he was just a terrible person that reflects you, and you're an awful. Anyway,
And the Green Goblin was actually the real hero all the whole time.
Yeah.
Wait, are you saying he's not?
Yeah.
that is absolutely the direction they would go. Like, Spider-Man's actually the bad guy. And the
We
Green
should
Goblin's the good
sympathize
guy.
with the villain, right?
Yeah,
That's where we should go.
Yeah, heroics is a thing of the past, but
So, guys, it's that time. Let's get into emojis.
Let's hear those bomb ass emojis.
All right, so Shane, do you want to start us off?
Nope. But yeah, no. My emojis are, because I'm doing it on the spot. We have a razor, because that's for some reason in my recent emojis. We have. I'll do a little zombie. I'll do. I would do a shotgun, but we only have this green water gun nowadays, so we're gonna just go with straight water gun. And I'm gonna do a car, because
Yeah.
you know,
Of course, it's iconic.
iconic.
It's
And-
in every single Sam Raimi movie.
Yeah, and let's see if there is no Army Man filter, so let's just get out of here. All right.
All right. How about you, Leah?
Okay. I have like 3 drops of blood for the blood that spewed out of the pit at the beginning. I have a wind emoji because there wasn't a windmill emoji,
Nice.
so I just had that. I have the water squirty gun. I have a guy smiling, and I also have a guy who's angry that is like signifying like good ash and bad ash. A skeleton. I have a blowing up emoji. And then finally, let me see. There's one more, but I forget what it was. Lastly, I have yeah.
that's it.
That's it.
All right.
Cool.
Hell yeah. Rory?
I got a horse, because there's a lot of horses in this movie. I got a book, because there's a Necronomicon in this movie.
Clever.
Got a blood drop. Cool, because there's blood in this movie. But most importantly, I got, the praise hands, and then right next to it, a king. Hail to the king, baby.
Love it.
That was smooth.
Love
That's
it.
great.
That's
Yeah, that
good.
was great.
First time I've tried.
So I have an axe and about 400 thumbs ups because I love this movie.
Yeah,
Yes.
man.
That's it.
That's all you need.
Yeah, that's all you need, baby.
Great.
So let's get into our plugs.
It's time for a plug.
All right. So Shane, you want to go first?
All right, plugs. I have 3 Jack's Burger Bar. I
Hell
have.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really it. That's it.
What's burger of the month?
Yeah, burger of the month is March, so it is the Celtic Warrior. It is a 6-ounce beef patty with Thousand Island Swiss cheese, sauerkraut, and corned beef.
Great job.
man.
You get your
Yeah.
choice of fries or
Choice
chips.
of fries or chips, or you
Ooh.
can get some onion rings or something else if you really wanted.
All right.
Throw some
Hell
cheese
yeah.
on them. They're
Get
always
crazy
better.
with the Caesar salad.
Yeah, we got gravy now.
We got gravy
The
now.
doors are open.
We got gravy now. That's
Yeah.
like the tagline for everything. How about you, buddy?
Okay,
Leah.
I actually kind of have a handful, so I'm just gonna try to blow through all of them. Okay, I have a Freakles podcast.
Nice.
I got 3 Jack's Burger Bar.
Oh,
Hell
nice.
I have my Letterboxd account. I have a Letterboxd account.
Oh, that's
Cool.
awesome.
Yeah, my name is Leo P. And that's it, Leo P.
Check out Leo P.
Nice.
And then the last one I have is the Five Nights at Freddy's Part 2 movie. There's actually the new casting of I forget his name. It's
Skeet Ulrich.
Steve Ulrich as
Yeah.
William Afton's like business partner. He like helped like make the animatronics.
So the
and
villains
Cool.
are Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, that is so awesome.
cool.
stuff. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah.
And that's it.
All right. Awesome. Rower Dog.
I got Ravenview Productions. It is a film production company that's going to have some real sweet announcements coming up soon. It is also the production company in which you get to listen to this podcast every single Wednesday. And I mean every single Wednesday because we don't miss Wednesdays. Got Fourth Cut Reviews, Church Conforties, production thingy or bobber. Puts up reviews, video projects. You can check them out on the YouTubes, the Facebooks, and wherever you listen to all that good stuff. We got Gravy Diggers Pot Pie. It's the gravy wonder of death. If you eat enough of it, you won't live to tell about it. Schwartz Dreamboat. Schwartz Dreamboat is our comedic genius of sorts. You can look him up on Snapchat, YouTube, Facebook. He's putting out a lot of free comedy. The world's kind of turning into a bit of a dark place, but it doesn't have to be if you got Schwartz Dreamboat in your life. Friend of the show, Dave Gonzalez. You might be hearing from him soon. Real Chronicles, that is his podcast. I pop in there sometimes and bring the show down. Many.
You pop in and pop off.
That's what I do. And then they ask me never to come back. Like, not on camera, sir. But you can find Dave at the Cinematic Reel, and you can read all of his awesome reviews on RottenTomatoes.com. He's one of them real legit critics, and he's climbing those ranks. Kitties of NEPA Pet Rescue is the only thing I really give a shit about, to be completely honest with you. It's how you save and protect cats. You can adopt them. You can welcome them into your home. You can donate some money, time, whatever. Give them blankets and food. My sister may or may not have just adopted a cat from Kitties of NEPA
that's
Pet
awesome.
Rescue.
Which
So-
one?
What's up?
Which one?
Caitlin,
Oh.
possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I saw some photos, and this cat is just majestic and powerful looking. So, Kitties of EPA Pet Rescue, you can join in on the fun, adopt a cat, and stop making your life a miserable experience. EJ, what do you have?
I would like to plug a few things myself. All right. So Adam Farley's music, you can check it out on Spotify, iTunes. Go to themdgcrew.com to see upcoming shows. Don't forget Christopher Liu. He has an EP out there, Songs from the Hallway. That's on Spotify and iTunes. Check out Variant Season. Will Perna and a bunch of peeps just crushing it.
Merry band of musicians.
Merry band of musicians. And of course, Jon Snow, New Metal Messiah.
Metal Messiah, Jon Snow.
Check out the etc.com, and there you can find upcoming shows. They have a show with Variant Season coming up. Jon Snow is like the New Metal Messiah. He's awesome to watch. You have to see him live. So there's an upcoming show at V-Spot. Make sure to be there because you could catch him and Variant Season, which is
Together.
awesome. Together.
Peanut butter and jelly.
And I'm Peter Butter and jealous if I can't go.
Ha!
So, guys, check that out. And make sure to, we're going to plug ourselves now. Check out our YouTube. Please subscribe and like our videos. We're trying to get a bunch of subscribers on there.
Yep. You can go on to Ravenview Productions on YouTube, and you can subscribe to us. We're trying to get a certain number of subscribers so that we can start bringing you some more fun stuff. We're going to have so much fun stuff coming at you soon. You're going to be like, I hate these guys. They're oversaturating my life. But I can't turn them away.
Exactly.
We're the punishment you want.
And you know what? To add to that, check out freedcoastpodcast.com.
Boom.
On there, you could get merch like sweatshirts, hoodies, t-shirts, glassware. If you have you're like, hey, you guys should do this, send us a message on there and we could probably make it happen.
We will. And that website, by the way, made by Shantytown Design.
Yes.
Our buddy Mike
Da
Vinci of sorts put that together for us and did a banging job.
It looks awesome.
Does.
Go there to get all your info, and we have links to all the stuff that we pretty much plugged.
And get caught up on the show on there as well.
Yeah. And so with that, thank you to our guests, Shane and Leo. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Can't wait for you guys to come back
Thank you for having
and
us.
freaking crush it
Always
again.
fun.
You guys
Anything.
always pick like the best movies.
True story.
That's what we do.
Yeah. You guys do it right. You guys do it right. You do it well. And thank you guys to everyone listening at home. We love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in every single week. We appreciate it. We love you guys. And with that being said, thank you for listening to Not every single
baby.
word.
We went for the quotes at the same time.
Damn it.
Hail to the king, baby.
Hail to the king, baby.